Hello, my friends and gems. Welcome to another show of Love and Money Secrets TV. Today, we are going to have Mary Tortomasi, who is a world record holding skydiver. She's going to share with us her story of transformation. But before we dive in deep with that, it's Christmas every day, and one of our managers in Washington, Renee, just sent me something unexpected. So I always tell you guys, it's Christmas every day. I usually get to be Santa Claus, giving gifts to people and freeing them from the cage, burden, prison of their bodies and whatever pain that they're having. And I don't know what it could possibly be, but I'm excited to see. Wow, what is this? Oh, wait a minute. So there's something, oh my gosh, I think it's a piece of artwork and a towel or a blanket. Oh, these are my colors, as you guys know, the teals. Oh my goodness. What else is in here? I just dropped that. Oops, and we're live. So, okay, so how appropriate, a beach towel, because I live at the beach. Very fun. Put this back here. Oh my gosh, thank you, Renee. And it looks, I know she's an artist. Holy smokes. What is this? I'm getting a piece of artwork. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Is this not gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh. And oh my goodness, it's signed 2/22/2022. Oh my gosh. I'm getting all emotional here. I'm so excited. Renee, you are a sweetheart. Thank you, sweetie. This is just very, very generous, very kind. I'm going to have to find a special spot here that we can put this so that it can be seen. Maybe I'll put it over here on this side over here. I'm going to find a spot over here. I'm going to have to arrange it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. All right. So let me put this down here. The generosity. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I can't say enough thank yous. I'm very touched by this. Okay, so we're going to have Mary Tortomasi. She's joining us right now. Perfect timing. And we're connecting to audio. There we have Mary. Thank you for joining us live here on Love and Money Secrets TV. My friend and gem, how are you?
Okay, what if I went like that? Is that better?
That is much better. Yes.
Okay.
Much.
Oh my gosh, I have a roommate and doesn't realize I'm doing this, so I'm doing it in the room.
No problem.
Okay.
I know you have a very busy schedule. You are a world traveler. And so I want to thank you, first of all, for taking time out of your incredibly busy schedule. I told our viewers here that you're a world record holder in various categories for skydiving. So I'm very eager to share you with the world and have them hear about your story of transformation and how you learned about the stem cell patches and a little bit about your background, because you and I.
Okay, I'm turning off my phone that's making tons of noise right now. Sorry, everybody. Okay. I think that's it. Okay, cool.
Oh, awesome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can see you.
Love. Can you hear my phone?
Not anymore.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, if we're doing this for an hour, I have to prop this up somewhere. My apologies. Let me try this. Okay. I think that'll work. Is
Yeah.
that lighting okay? Okay.
Yeah. So tell us, first of all, before we jump into the actual story, where were you born? Did you come from a family of one child or two or three kids? Tell us a little bit about where you grew up.
Okay. Born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I'm the baby of 5. I'm kind of like the black sheep in my family, no kids. I still think I'm the baby. You know how that goes. Once a baby, always a baby. No respect. Nobody respects you. But anyway, always kind of a scrapper because I'm like a tomboy and I like to do fun things. Boys seem to have more fun. And I've never been motivated by money. Money's not what motivates me. Fun and adventure. And so that's kind of how I've led my life. Just a vertical wind tunnel. They built the very first vertical wind tunnel in Las Vegas. And so I was right out of high school, or actually in high school, when I watched a news report about this vertical wind tunnel. You could fly, body fly. And I was like, I used to dream about flying. I had vivid dreams. And to the point where I remember gathering my friends and saying, hey, I'm going to teach you how to fly. Like I remember physically trying to figure it out while I'm in my dream. I'm coherent enough to go, how am I doing this? How am I flying? And so then I gathered my friends, and no kidding, I really tried to teach them to fly. And then lo and behold, I become a body flight instructor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was fun. They built the first vertical wind tunnel in Las Vegas. You could fly as high as 40 feet. It's a big padded room. It's still there. And now we have second and third generation indoor skydiving facilities around the world. There's probably, I think, 200 wind tunnels. There's some that are called iFly. I don't know if anybody's heard of those, but
I've been to the one in Orlando.
Okay, great. Well, the one in Orlando is like the one at Skydive Paris, which I don't know if you can see my shirt. I wore my Skydive Paris shirt today.
Fantastic.
Just so that. But anyway, Paris, they built one, the second generation. And so I moved to California to instruct and manage and kind of just a general marketing person for skydiving as far as indoor and outdoor skydiving. I also started flying a skyboard in the tunnel in Las Vegas. It's kind of a funny story, but we would experiment with things that we would fly on. And somebody came in with a board, a skyboard. It looks kind of like a snowboard. And they tried it out in the tunnel, and they ended up breaking it and got mad and threw it away.
Really?
Well, we pulled it out of the trash and taped it back together, and I got on. Okay. And the next thing I know, I'm competing in sky surfing. And I think I sent you that video that someone recently sent me. And I won a national record. I won a silver medal nationally, which is pretty cool in the sport of sky surfing. And then that led to being involved in world record events, namely large formation skydives. And so at this point, I have about 6 world records, 1 Guinness record, which is the women's world record in formation skydiving. The largest all woman, is 30. I'm sorry. There's 31 countries represented, but the formation itself was 151 people, all women. And it was a color event. We were wearing jumpsuits, like mostly pink, hot pink. And there's a documentary called Pink Skies, the movie.
Ooh,
and that documentary actually won worldwide film festival acclaim because just how good it was. My girlfriend that produced the movie, it's called, like I said, Pink Skies, the movie. I guess really the story is more about the fact that 200 women did a world record, but we also raised $1 million for breast cancer research. And there were a number of participants that were either had survivors or were diagnosed while we were trying to pull off this record. If you can imagine, it's pretty amazing. But the documentary actually speaks about prevention more than anything. My girlfriend and I both are more into a holistic approach. in skydiving, and she introduced me to thermography as a result of filming Pink Skies, the movie. So I'm featured in the movie. During the movie, she sent me to a doctor who was integrated medicine in LA, and she sent me to a thermographer who, during my scan, discovered that I had a thyroid condition, unfortunately. So I've been dealing with autoimmune since 2009. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Discovered that through thermography.
Yep. This sure did. I discovered I had a nodules, and I've been, just trying to, I'm still on the medicine. I wish I could get off of it. Actually, someone patching, I noticed online, mentioned putting X39 right on their thyroid gland. And so I haven't tried that yet, but I'd love to, get past this. So anyway.
Wow. That's amazing. So that's interesting that you went to do the thermography for breast, basically breast screening, and that they actually were able to uncover and reveal that you had a thyroid condition. So that's a life-saving technology right there, that, things were orchestrated in such a fashion that you were able to find that out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'll I can help you.
This lighting was better. Maybe there. I can see that it's so dark. I'm sorry, ladies, or whoever's watching.
Yeah. So
okay,
yeah, after we're done with this session, we can maybe talk about different acupuncture points to optimize the patch placement based on what your body intelligence responds.
Okay, great.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later, or maybe at the end of the broadcast. So that you said it was 2009 when you were aware of your thyroid condition, and you had an ensuing autoimmune disorder as a result of that. So then take us across the timeline. Let's fast forward on the videotape of the motion picture screen of Mary Tortomasi's life. And what were the series of events that happened that led you to discover, the stem cell patches, and what were you thinking and feeling when you first encountered the awareness of the stem cell patch therapy?
Well, of course, you hear a lot about stem cells. I'm not big on, I don't like the idea of using, I know what I'm going to say, aborted fetal cells. And so that just kind of, and then the expense, of course, is just like
outrageous.
Yeah. And travel. And I've had quite a few friends that have actually went to that length to get well. But, I'm always keeping my eyes open for alternatives. I just instinctively feel that nature and what God provides is the way. Of course, I do my own in-depth research, and, I know that good food, good water, good environment, happy thoughts, these are all the things that sustain us. Because I'm entering into, I call it the fourth quarter of life, I started experiencing hormone disruption, besides the autoimmune. I was having sleep issues, and a girlfriend of mine posted something about that she's a massage therapist, and she's a skydiver as well. She had posted something about these products. And so there I was. Next thing I noticed the sleep patch. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. Win-win. I can support her online business as well as something that could help me. And long story short, here I'm listening to David Schmidt's, explanation on the patches. So that, and I am an avid Suzanne Summers lover. I just love who she is and what she is, and how she really has shared her experience with hormone, issues, and bioidenticals anyway. So all that to say, yeah, that's how I found out about the patches. Little did I know where it would take me. And that was December of 2021.
Wow. So December 2021. So you're coming up on your year anniversary this upcoming December. So what, if you'd share with us, what are some of the big distinctions, like your before and after? What were you like before, and what is it now that it's been basically 9-10 months?
Yeah.
What's the big difference you notice?
I'll be honest. wasn't good. I was not good at patching. I didn't get it. In fact, I was being a little too, like, how can I say, kind of cheap with myself, like, let me just put a patch on and wear it like 3 times in a row before, and so I did not get the effectiveness. I knew something was feeling better. The sleep patches definitely gave me a little bit deeper sleep, if you will, or I felt more rested the next day. Then little by little, I started to just kind of venture more into the X39 and 49. But once again, it took me honestly about 4 months before I really got it. Like, okay, I need to be consistent with these. I need to maybe try them in different locations. I did experience where I put Aeon on and then I put 49 and 39. I got really dizzy kind of. The water uptake made sense because I was feeling dehydrated.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, and then I learned a lot about myself from that. I learned that I needed to share my own lack of being consistent with the people that I now was sharing it with. I definitely felt like I was onto something.
It's part of the story, part of the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so more importantly, my girlfriend who she's a skydiver as well. And we both met, she was friends with Annie Dick Coker. Okay. So they had a history of skydiving from the East Coast. I'm a West Coast skydiver, but long story short, Annie came to town. They came to her and Bob to the Vegas. There was a Vegas convention, I think. And I met Annie, I met Bob, and I heard Annie's story, of course, and I was just like blown away. And then, but my girlfriend, Kathy, her story was really funny. She was one of the instant within 24 hours. She had a shoulder that was bum and she couldn't lift it. She had been getting therapy. She was discouraged. And the truth is, she's even like a holistic practitioner. When I say that, she's been in the health field helping people nutritionally, mostly through supplementation. She did not give the patches any credence. Annie stuck one on her shoulder. And the next day she would lift her arm and she went, oh, wait a minute. Then her used patches, she started putting on her cat, who's 18 years old. Okay.
Oh, it was that old.
The cat's 18. Right. And this cat, I'm going to tell you another truth. I looked at that cat and I thought, animal abuse. The cat's old. It's like a walking zombie cat. Some I know, I've had friends that have a hard time giving up their pets, but it was to that extent where I was like, oh my gosh, well, guess what? Since December, and the cat, and she has a couple of dogs, all 3 of them have been on the patches, but the most significant difference was the cat, who, like I said, was mostly sleep and whine a little bit. This cat's walking around. In fact, she sent me a video, Mary, look, and it was by Christmas. So we started beginning December. Within weeks, the cat, she said, look, my cat is walking upstairs. And his name is Sam. She goes, look at Sam. She's crying. My cat's walking upstairs. My cat hasn't been upstairs in 2 years. The cat was eating. It's growing fur again. And so I witnessed that. And she's so funny. She's like, the cat doesn't know it has dementia. It's like the cat doesn't know it's not a placebo effect. It was like proof what's happening, to him regenerating. Yeah. And so watching her with her shoulder and all her conditions, and then her pets was really the topper for me. I'm like, okay, I get it. Now, I still haven't had anything to go to marvel about. The one patch I really, really like is Aeon. There's been moments that I've struggled. I don't feel energetic. And I'll put one of the Aeon patches and I definitely can feel that it lifts my mood, And
happy patch.
And it's called the happy patch for a reason. Yes. So that one. And what else is my favorite? I guess just the Aeon and the sleep patch are my 2 favorites at this point. So anyway, in June and July, I experienced, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Yeah. Pinch out for a bigger view. Did you guys lose me?
Yeah, we can see you. I'm just sharing what the Aeon patch does.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
so that people can see what the Eon actually does. Let me see if I can.
Okay. I love that. Let's see it. Okay.
Get that. Okay, here.
And then I'll tell you my, I skydive, you know, and I do demonstrations where I'm jumping into events like 4th of July and they're kind of, when you do a demonstration, you're jumping into an unknown area and you need to be on your game. And so Aeon has helped me to just feel that, you know, on my game feeling. There you go. Look at that. Okay, cool. I love that. I believe it. Yeah.
So
that is so cool. See, I'm so bad about reading all of the details.
So the Eon patch, for people who are watching, we call it the happy patch because it's a master anti-inflammatory patch. It raises actinoplastins, which people who are healthy, we find actinoplastins in their blood and their urine. And so it also increases your DHEA. It balances your brain, which is part of why you feel happier, because now your brain is actually balanced. Because it reduces cortisol and C-reactive protein, it gives a calming effect. So if you have any kind of anxiety, anxiousness, or stress, you're going to, because of the brain balancing and what we just mentioned here, you're going to feel happier. So I can't tell you the number of people that after 2-3 weeks on the patch, they're like, I am actually legitimately happy.
Yeah.
And it's because you're having this energy going through your body.
So
yeah, so go ahead and keep on talking about what happened next.
So anyway, my next epiphany was when I almost took myself out the day after 4th of July. So just to give you a kind of a where my brain was at, I did this successfully, land my parachute in front of thousands of people on 4th of July. And we also, my roommate, he's a pilot and he has a private plane. And we flew from San Diego out to, it's outside of like Redlands area. Long story short, we took off and on our way back, we were flying over everybody's 4th of July celebration back to San Diego. And it was a little sketchy. I'm not, gonna lie. Like you could see that there's pilots flying, they're all watching, and you just feel like, okay, I'm really not in a great area. So it was a high, if you will. I was, like exhausted. I think that I used every bit of my, what is it called? Your adrenals.
Adrenaline?
Like I was, I had burn out my adrenaline and it was awesome and it was wonderful. But the next morning, my roommate, who's an avid, mountain biker, he's like, let's go. And I'm like, okay. Well, it was a cloudy day. I wore sunglasses. We went on a single trail that, come to find out later, was called Blazing Saddles. I had never been on it, and I'm following people that do it all the time. And it was on an incline. And the long story short is that at the top of the incline at one point was a hairpin, and you had to cross a bridge. And as I'm going across the hairpin bridge, I looked down and my bike followed, and I went off this bridge into a ravine, and I literally landed on my head. And I'm talking, I don't know if you've ever had a concussion, but I know now why Wile E. Coyote sees the stars, because the sky went gray. Everything just went gray. I heard a loud gong.
Yeah.
And I just know that my angels had my butt and saved me. Seriously, this is pretty emotional for me because it was a heavy, heavy moment. Everything slowed down and I just went, oh my gosh, I really am hurt. And I completely compressed my neck. And I made my way out. But I'll tell you what I did. When I did make my way out, thank God, by the grace of God, I made it out. We got home. I pulled out all my patches. I called my girlfriend. I said, tell me where I need to go, what I need to do. And I covered my entire body with all the YH, kerosene, all 3 of them. Yeah. And, it's just, what can you do for yourself when you know that your body's been compromised? Yeah. And the other thing is I've had some hard openings sometimes with parachutes. And when you have hard openings, I mean, I know that people have broke their neck. Some openings literally it happens. It can just be a crazy hard. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch. I
But
didn't.
yeah. So here I am. I just it's not skydiving that was going to take me out. It was mountain biking. And the truth is, it's really a blast. It's so cool. But you don't know what you don't know. And if you do put yourself in precarious situations that you're not ready for, you can hurt yourself. And thank God that I had the patches. Like, really, I could show you some of those pictures. I don't know how to share, but I got a few more scars and I put, and by the way, the scars, the cuts that I had on my shins and the deep gouges, they healed up pretty good. I don't have, like, the scars are not as bad as they could have been. I could see that I was healing fast.
Yeah. It had to, that's the thing that I find so astonishing, whether you have a laceration, whether you have a fracture, the speed with which it's like everything is accelerated. So what would take you, let's say 8 to 12 weeks to heal, happens like in 3 or 4 weeks. Or like my daughter, she broke her toe, and her big toe. It was like a clean break right across the base of the big toe. And 6 hours later, she had no pain, no inflammation. She never had inflammation. Like, her foot was like a ball. And 6 hours later, no inflammation, no pain. And she never had pain or inflammation after that.
Wow.
It was tender to touch because, of course, you still have the fracture.
Of course.
But she was able to walk her dog for an hour and put her foot in a tennis shoe, which she wouldn't have been able to have done that for probably 5 or 6 weeks under normal.
I believe it. And when I think to the moment within a day, I felt 50% better. I even got on the bike again.
Really?
My roommate was like, come on, Mary, you got to get back on the horse, kind of thing, And I was like, okay. I wasn't mentally. Because when you know that you narrowly escaped something, anyway, life can change. And the other side of that is that I do have a girlfriend that a year ago had a very, how can I say this? In the sport of skydiving, there's also a discipline called swooping. You can fly a small parachute that's highly wing loaded. That means that your weight is greater than the size of your parachute. And that creates a very fast landing. And it's a discipline in our sport, just like big wave skydiving. And my girlfriend, as a result of a pilot error, on her part, she misjudged her landing, and now she's quadriplegic. And she's only 30. That's a year ago. And so when I had this incident, instantly I thought of her, because really life can change in an instant like that. Now, I don't believe in not living. I think life is for living and trying and doing. But if it wasn't for the patches, I could really be in serious trouble. And I did go eventually to a chiropractor within a week or two. And he said, you dodged a bullet. He said, C2, C3, definitely were out of place, and you dodged a bullet. And funny enough, I brought him some patches, told him about the patches. It just so happens that Steve Merrick had reached out to him, and he's one of the people that Steve, who just, and he got him involved So it was kind of interesting. I think that he, the way that things happen, of course, right? How it kind of came full circle. I'm telling him about something he just learned. So wow. Anyway, now my girlfriend, who is the quadriplegic at this point, her family has been posting and asking for money for them to go get stem cells for her and travel. I prayed about it, and I bought her a sleeve, and I sent her a whole sleeve of X39. To this date, she has not used them. I don't believe. The family hasn't reached back out to me. And I'm not quite sure why. I don't understand. Like, it's a patch. Just stick it.
It's a patch, and there is we have 90 independent, not studies that are done within the LifeWave laboratories. We're talking outside of LifeWave. We're talking Harvard. We're talking Oxford, Cambridge, Tang International Medicine. I don't normally read papers prior to this past week, I only had one medical research paper that I had shared on my YouTube channel. And so I just shared one that was about not just the ice wave patch, which, as you know, is 70% more powerful than hospital grade morphine. And
oh no, I didn't know that. I need to study more.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's this patch here. And so whatever your pain, if your pain is from an injury like yours, if your pain is from Guillain-Barré, Parkinson's, muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, any kind of neurological condition, trigeminal neuralgia, this pain patch has shown that 100% of the subjects in all the research, every single person had relief from pain.
Wow.
That's like incredible. That
Yeah.
70% more powerful than hospital grade morphine. Yeah, if you guys just look on Love and Money Secrets TV, you'll see in the last couple of days, I just read that paper trying to highlight certain aspects about it, because there's nothing on the market that has those results. And this is organic nanotechnology. It's
right.
Nanotechnology. There's whatever medications you're on, this doesn't interfere, because this is your dormant stem cells that are being turned back on.
There you go.
Like you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, some people have issues with stem cell therapy by injection or IV,
Yep.
because they're using one form of stem cell therapy is from the embryonic cord. When a child is born, you can get stem cells from that umbilical cord.
Okay.
So that's a donor stem cell, or from aborted fetuses. That's also
Right.
considered a donor stem cell. And that
Yeah.
type of therapy only has a 50% chance success rate. 50% of the people have a positive, good realized result, and the other 50% get zero, nothing whatsoever. But with this stem cell patch therapy, you get started on this, and the stem cells you were born with that have been asleep since you were 30, 50% of them have been turned off by the time you're 30, 90 to 100% are turned off by the time you're 60. 30%, 33% of them are now turned on, and now your body gets reset, repaired, and restored to a younger, healthier state. Doesn't matter what meds you're on, what supplements you're on, prescription, over the counter. If you want to drink alcohol, not drink alcohol, doesn't matter, because it's your stem cells that are being turned back on. And then we have these extraordinary results. So that's incredible to hear. So I hope your friend who is a quadriplegic, I mean, she's at the mercy of those who are caretaking for her.
Yep.
Because she can't use her arms, she can't use her legs. So she needs to literally have somebody that every day is going to put them on.
Right.
Like when they go to brush her teeth, they need to put her stem cell patches on.
I'll try again. I don't quite understand, they're probably dealing with a lot, but nonetheless, I'm hopeful. And what keeps me really excited is seeing other people's results, because I get feedback from people all the time.
Yeah.
I could go on and tell you over just how many people and their families, and it's not everybody that gets the overnight experience, like my girlfriend or her cat, and I know that I'm already, before I even started the patches, I've been dealing with autoimmune. I know that the stem cells are being activated to help something else that's going on in my body. I just know it.
Yeah.
And I do believe that, I had to come to a place where, why am I sharing? Well, I'm sharing because it would be criminal not to.
Yeah.
If someone or their animal, like I'm a big time animal lover. So I see animals all the time that are struggling. And I'm like, just put the patch on it,
Yeah. And that's what's wild. Like, I don't have a pet. So when I'm done with my stem cell patches, this is my string of patches from the day before. And when I'm done with my stem cell patches, I take them off the back of my neck and below my belly button and wherever else I might have them in my body. And then I just put them along the balls of my feet. Now, because whatever's residue, I know that there's residue there, because people who have animals, they put them on the collar, on
That's
the
right.
part of the collar, and the animals, you see, there was one, I think it was Kathy or Bob Campbell sent me from one of his people, their dog had cataracts. You could visibly see, I'll see if I can show this picture, but this dog you could see the gray cataract in his eye. And sure enough, from her taking her used stem cell patches and putting it on the inside collar of her dog no longer has cataracts in his eyes, and his original hair color came back. See if I can show you this picture.
Wow. Wow.
So this is him before. You see how you can see you see
Yep.
the cataract there in his eye?
Yeah.
You see the color of his mane and of his coat. And now this is him after. Look, his eyes completely clear, and his hair color came back to his original auburn color.
Wow. That is amazing. I mean, it's, yeah. Oh, I believe it. I've witnessed it. My girlfriend's cat, Sammy's talking, eating, his hair's growing back. He goes upstairs. He plays with toys he hasn't played with in years. Her dog, one of her dogs had anxiety, like big time anxiety. The dog is more relaxed now. So it's interesting, the behavior, to see all the animals. And the one that was more rambunctious is also more chilled out now and easy to get along with. So yeah, there's no denying that something is happening.
So that's why I recommend to people, after you take your stem cell patches off for the evening, set them aside on your bathroom counter. In the morning, when you go to put your new stem cell patches on, then take the old ones and put them on the balls of your right or your left or both feet, because it can't hurt you. You can't wear too many patches. And that way you get whatever's left in them. And then after that, then you can pitch them. But yeah, so thank you, Mary. I really appreciate your sharing the results that you had in your story. It's ironic that as you share, you were talking about your inconsistencies, we are human beings. So it's like, if you forget one day to wear your patches. So for example, like this morning on purpose, I didn't put my stem cell patches because I had one of my neighbors who was coming over. I just learned about the clock method of using when you put an X39 patch on the back of your neck, then whatever the pain point is, we can do the clock method. And before I did it with some of my clients remotely, I wanted to do this with people like in person. So one of my neighbors came over where he couldn't lift his, kind of the same thing. He's got bad shoulders. And so I did the method on him. And then I wanted to not have my stem cell patches on because I wanted to show him how you link them together. And so that was earlier today. And I still have not put my stem cell patches on. So I'm basically skipping a day, either that or I'll put them on tonight. I'll probably just wait till tomorrow morning and I'll put them on. But so here I am, I'm skipping a day of therapy. Nothing bad's going to happen. It's not like I'm sucking wind today because I didn't wear them and my body doesn't feel horrible. And I'm let's say 2019. Well, I got hit by a bus in 2017. So
what?
Yeah. So I was, three blocks shy of finishing a 16-mile bike ride, which was I normally do a minimum of 24 miles, but it just so happens that happened to be a short ride. It was 16 miles, 3 blocks shy of getting home. I looked left, I looked right. I never got a chance to complete my next left look before I went. And then I got hit from behind. I was on my bike. I went flying over my bike, had a traumatic brain injury, C5, C6, L5 in my back. And my
gosh.
And then also my right leg, right on the bone, on my shin. I had a laceration from my knee down to my ankle. And so it took me a lot to recover from that. But long story short, so when I found the stem cell patches, there were some things that still weren't healed. I had healed quite a bit of it, but I still like that scar that the scar revision specialist said, oh, we can do scar revision surgery, but we're going to replace the scar with another scar. I said, are you kidding me? Why would I subject myself through the pain?
Yeah. Scar
revision surgery to replace it with another scar. I go, the skin cells, they turn over, in a year's time. The problem was a year later, it still hadn't healed and it been a year. So long story short, I know that with the stem cell patches, I will eventually have the skin turn over because part of the X39, increases collagen, and then the Alavita patch, you do that protocol, everything will get turned around. But yeah, these patches they always, every single day, it's like Christmas. You'll see that I still have my Christmas tree here.
I love it.
Because I say every day is like Christmas. Every day I get to be Santa. I bring this knowledge and this education to people. And I start people every day on this form of stem cell therapy because it's one of the forms, not the only. The other types of
Mhm.
forms of stem cell therapy are by injection, are through intravenous. And this one doesn't use any donor cells. It's strictly turning on your own donor cell, your own, not donor cells, your own stem cells that you were born with that have been dormant. Now they're being
Right.
on, and now you get to use, you have 33% more stem cells now in your favor that's rebuilding, and it's kind of like a copy machine.
I have had a number of people just say, wow, what are you doing? Like that kind of a reaction. Like, and I'm not going to say the number, but I had a big birthday this year. And yeah, if you would have said, okay, this is what you're going to look like at that age, I'd be like, hey, this, okay. Because I think I look pretty good for my number.
Yeah,
I'm just not a number, so I'm not saying what the number.
you don't need to say the number. Okay, I'm only 29. So, and you know what? Since we're talking about numbers and talking about age, I will say this. I've always, no lie, ever since when I turned 29 years old, for me, I don't know why, when I was a kid, I always thought that 28 was a golden number.
Uh-huh.
By the time I'm 28, then I'm going to meet, like, whoever my Prince Charming is going to be. I'm going to be like a mature adult. I will have been working in my career to the point where, I have a certain command of what it is that I'm doing. I'll own real estate, blah, blah, blah. So 28 was, for some reason, I don't know why 28, but for some reason I thought that was like a cool age.
Yeah,
so young.
It is a cool age.
And so for whatever reason, I've always worked out, I was a dancer, and I was on the dance team when I was in high school, did ballet, got a scholarship to the National Ballet Academy.
Wow.
And so when I was working out in my 20s, once I hit 28 in the life cycle, there's at the gym, you have to put in your age, your weight, and then whatever level, or you can do auto so that the levels adjust. And for some reason, I put 28 and I hit 30, 35, 40, and I kept on putting 28, and people kept on telling me, I was like 40, and sometimes salesmen come to your house to, sell you a security system or stuff. And they'd come to the door and they're like, could we speak to your mother? I go, why would you want my mother? I own this house,
That's awesome.
I'm like, I'm the owner of the home. I pay for the mortgage. I'm the mother, and I've got 3 rugrats. They're like,
oh my gosh.
I'm like, but I think because mentally in my mind, I always think I'm 28. And so, yeah. So
to think is to create, and honestly, just, be the best person you can be every day, and live in the moment, instead of thinking of the past. But I will say Alvita, that is also something I've been incorporating. And I think that it does help with the sleep as well, right? It's rejuvenation, and you can wear it.
The Alvita patch it's a lot of people use it for the skin, but it's also to activate your pineal gland. So it will turn on your serotonin and melatonin as it activates your pineal gland. So it also, which has rejuvenating antioxidant properties in the body too. So yeah, we're seeing some pretty amazing results with people using Alvita. That's a patch that we wear at night. It's one of the few patches separate from the silent night, which is if you have insomnia, if you have night terrors, Eon and a silent night patch will give you incredible results, because people do get a much sounder effect when they use that. And if you use silent nights with Alvita, we put Alvita right on your pineal gland in between your eyebrows.
Oh, I'll do that tonight.
Yeah, put it right here. So I know some people put it on their thymus.
That's where I put it on the chest. But
yeah, some people put it up here, or you can put it on your thymus gland. But putting it right on your pineal gland, and also, like, I used to use carnosine during the day with my all of these patches, and I switched it to nighttime because I saw a video where David Schmidt, the scientist who is the inventor of these patches, who was hired by the Department of Defense to create these patches for the Navy SEALs, he talked about putting carnosine right on your temple, on the right temple, and then here. So since September 1st, I started doing that. And it does give you more, like, I've always been a deep dreamer and lucid dreamer and kind of the astral projection thing. But the
flying,
the astral flying, flying dreams. It does give you deeper, sounder,
having a thing. We can go over there.
dreams.
You want to go?
Say hi, Bill.
Hey,
Hi, Bill.
I'm almost finished.
I'm gonna flip this chicken over.
Okay.
Over there, okay?
Okay.
So the carnosine on the temple and then aloe vera right here.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep with that. Now I just wear these 12 hours. I'll put it on like 10 p.m. and then get up earlier than 10 a.m. But I leave them on till 10 a.m. Then I remove them. And,
Wow.
And I do notice deeper, sounder sleep. I haven't tried silent nights because I don't have an issue going.
And that was carnosine on the right. Right is right.
Yeah, carnosine on the right temple.
At night, and then aloe vera.
Aloe vera right in between the eyes.
Okay, I'm trying that tonight.
Try that tonight, yeah. So I want to thank you for taking time today, Mary. We'll have to maybe do an update 6 months from now. And
yes.
Thank you for sharing with us your beautiful story. And I'm so proud and excited that one of my gal pals, my soul sisters, is a world record holder.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. And yep. And we'll have to get you in free fall or in the tunnel playing with me sometime soon. Okay.
I would love to do that. I'm
okay.
Florida. I did the iFly there. And then I found out that they have an iFly, I think in Lake Elsinore or Paris.
Yeah.
Here in California. I'm like, oh, I got to go do that there. So I would love to play in that venue with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's book it.
Nice to meet you all.
All right, everybody. Ciao for now, my friends and gems.
Ciao.
More information. If you know in any way, shape, or form, Mary Tortomasi, if you talk to her, if she has shared this link with you, we'll put her link below so that you can get in touch with her. Or the person who referred you to watch this video, if somebody who shared it with you, just go back to that original source. They'll connect you to Mary or to myself or to the person who shared this link with you. We are here to facilitate, educate, encourage, and empower you, provide you with the foundational information that you need so you can make an informed choice. You now have like groundwork where you can a decision because you've got concrete evidence and you have concrete information. And then now you can move forward to help reset, rebuild, and restore your bodies. All right.
Wonderful.
Ciao for now.
Ciao. Bye.